On this episode of Buff's Garage, I'm waiting on parts for Fred the Little Farm Truck for us to get on the road for duct tape drags. But in the meantime, we've got some other cars we need to work on. That's right, I've got multiple vehicles that have just been neglected. This one, if you remember, was on Pole Barn Garage. We were at Puddin's and built this car in about a week, took it drag racing, but it has no control arm bushings at all. And just in case one of us needs it for backup, we're going to jump into it and see if we can't get those fixed. And then we've got a few other cars we need to address, so stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff to do. So the issue was, and we didn't really notice it till the end of making this video, there are no bushings in this upper control arm.
And a rock.
There's a rock. There's literally nothing there. So I went ahead and bought the parts. We're gonna have to take this apart somehow and see if we can't replace those. Move our fancy set caps. This one has all of its lug nuts. The other side does not, and I know that. James is back helping out. Oh, that would be... So yeah, we have to get in there at that control arm back there. Figure out how to change those out. When I found a flaw, it's full of water. Middle to middle right there. So we got these new parts from O'Reilly's. Figure out which one's which. Get this one apart, get those back in there. Then somebody will have a safe ride. Well, safer. James is digging in from the wheel well here, getting at that back one, and it's just, you know, one little turn at a time. Got this one loose, so hopefully, maybe, we can get the old bushings out and get these new ones knocked in. Seems to be a big block in the way of what we're trying to do here. This is kind of what it was doing while we were driving it. I don't know what the problem was. It looks fine to me. How's that coming along?
Oh, it's fine. Had to tighten the front one up to pull it in so I can get the back one on now. So now I got to take the nut back off all the way so I can slide it around and do it again on the back.
James really worked hard to knock that part out. I was here for, you know, mostly moral support because I'm still finishing up stuff on Fred, but that shouldn't be a concern for anybody at this point. Is it going to work? Better than it did. And that's really all that matters. There we go. All fixed. One more done. But building a vehicle to go cross country, then do burnout and run down a drag strip and probably do more burnouts and then drive home takes a little bit more than just throwing it together in a week or two. And this build has proven to be much more difficult than I ever expected. And even though it's all scrap and thrown together, it is my first full build and I made some mistakes. And sometimes you make mistakes along the way. And with any project or journey, sometimes you gotta pivot. But when debt piles up from credit cards, loans, and medical bills, it can feel like it's hijacking your future. You know, when you're out on the open road and you start hearing a noise, you're not going to just ignore that. You want to figure out what's going on before you have the breakdown. And that's why more people turn to PDS Debt. They've helped hundreds of thousands escape the trap, pay less, and take back the driver's seat. PDS Debt has custom options to get you out of debt. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation, and they craft a personalized plan designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to help you save more, pay off your debt, and put that money back in your pocket where it belongs. PDS Debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. It boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. Why? Because PDS Debt has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. We've all had debt. I mean, we have a car addiction. So at some point or another, we've dealt with financial challenges. Don't wait until debt forces you off the road. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/buff. pdsdebt.com/buff. I want to thank PDS Debt for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to work. So to continue my task this week of getting things done that I've kind of put off for a while, this one doesn't really fit in the category, but Ray from Wrenching with Ray has to get his vehicle ready for duct tape drags, and he's barely started on it. So I'm going to run over to Joplin, Missouri. It's about an hour away. It's kind of foggy today, as you can see by the windshield there. See if I can't help Ray get his truck to the next step, so maybe he can make it to duct tape drags as well.
Foggy. Old Falkenstein's doing it just fine, but I gotta say, if Falkenstein can drive in the fog with his headlights on, so can you. It's foggy. Put your headlights on.
Well, I made it to Ray's at Wrenching with Ray. You can see Falkenstein made it just fine through the fog. No problems, because Falkenstein. But you can check out Ray and his build at his channel, and hopefully he has this video done. This is his duct tape drags truck. He has multiple trucks, OBS, mostly LS swap stuff, including the old Punisher Le Mans. I can't hate on LS swaps because this guy knows what he's doing, and honestly, he makes it work. So I gave him a 5.3 LS a couple of weeks ago, and he's already turned it into a monster that's going to go in this OBS truck, around 400 horsepower, all the way out to duct tape drags. If you want to see more, you need to check out Wrenching with Ray. Well, the wind blew off my hat, so sometimes you splurge and get a $6 hat. I'll just have to get another Buff's Garage hat when I get home. This works for now. So I'm back at Ray's at Wrenching with Ray. He had a little issue with the flex plate after we put the engine and transmission in, and he has everything else basically done, but then it was bound up. So he just got the new flex plate in. He's assembling it now. I'm going to give him a hand, and hopefully we get his truck done, ready for duct tape drags, which is this week. We're kind of running out of time.
Still needs tuned, but it runs.
Once again, waiting on parts for this truck. So while we're waiting, not only am I running over to Ray's and helping him, but also James is kind of without something to do. So he found himself a little bit of a project that I'm going to show you. And while I wasn't there to help him, he went ahead and recorded some of it to show you guys what's going on. Yes, he's still working on the 55 Buick as well, but of course now he's waiting for parts. So enjoy this little montage of a Monte Carlo Super Sport that he found sitting and had to do an engine swap on.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate this 40-year-old vehicle. Got low cancer. Really straight vehicle. Interior is nice for sitting out as long as it has. And then she's got a bit of a boo-boo. A little more cancer there. But that's okay, because I've got the parts to fix that problem. Well, as you can see by the puddle of blood, the transmission has obviously puked everywhere. And, oh hey, look at there. That is sticking out. Getting close. Getting close. There's so much extra crap on that engine. It was unbelievable. Smog, emissions, where as you can see, I have removed the fender and part of the nose here. I'll eventually pull that off as well. I've just been scrubbing and my little brush and some Dawn and pressure washer. I've gotten all the major clumps of years and years of grease and abuse off of mostly everything. And then hit it with some satin black and also some rubberized coating for the bottom, actually truck bed liner. So, and then I'll get back with you. As you can see, I will have to scrubby some more to clean up the transmission. I'm going to have to go buy some new seals for it as well, just to make sure it's all good and operational, as well as take off all the accessories there to put on the other engine over there, and then it'll be ready to stab back in. Well, it's getting there. A little bit more down there tomorrow, and then we can put it all back together. I've got the transmission off. Taken most of the, well, took everything off accessories wise. The counterbalancer decided to split in half when I was pulling it. That's fun. I got one of them exhaust manifolds off. This one's being a turkey, but I'll work on it tomorrow. And hopefully it comes off. If not, we'll just have to put headers on there and go from there. Here's all the accessories that were on there. Well, I got the engine bay all painted up, looking nice. Undercoating on the frame. I've been working on getting the engine ready to go right back in. I had to go get a flywheel. I had to pick up a newer model flywheel to put on there, so it's getting there. Should have it in by this evening. Well, I got it stabbed in there in the motor mounts. I still have to put the cross member in and attach the drive shaft and button up a few things here and there. But it's in there and it's looking better and better. Hopefully tomorrow I will be finished with it and put its new fender and front fascia on and maybe do a burnout. is a lot cleaner looking than it used to be with all the emissions junk all over here and everywhere. Oh yeah, there's that carburetor, and, you know, all the fun stuff. It is spicy, I will tell you that. I just did burnout, barely touching it in the works gravel, so that don't matter, but it's gonna be fun. How we're pulling the pinstriping off, slowly but surely with the heat gun. So we got this section cut out and ready for a little patch panel that's going to go up in there. And Jerry's been over here doing his magic, getting everything fit and finish as it needs to be so we can get ready to do paint.
I've got to try to get this car sold so I get a little money in the pocket and work on the other projects. And I've got a guy coming to look at it here in about, I don't know, an hour. So let's see if I can get this 1974 MG Midget running again. Obviously, tires, clutch, don't know anything about any of that. So the short story on this car, my dad really liked British cars, anything from across the pond. He enjoyed those. Not that he didn't like his old 5-window trucks also, but this was the thing he put his time into before he passed, but he never got it running. Obviously the paint was really good on it because he did paint and body. Interior never got touched, roof never got touched. Tires, nope. No idea if it'll move under its own power, but what I do know is that there's an engine under there, and I have played with it before, and I know it turns over. So, being that I put it on Marketplace to try to clear out this area and fund other projects, yeah, I know you're gonna say, hey, how could you get rid of that thing? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, I don't have a lot of interest in this type of car, and I don't fit very well in this type of car. Number two, because of the cost of parts for this car, other than cutting it up like I did the Datsun, there's really nothing I'm going to be able to do. The parts are just too expensive and skid steer across the street. Honestly, I just don't see myself spending a lot of time on this. I fell into that trap with the VW because Becca really liked it, and I don't want to go down that trap again. But I bet what we can do is get this thing running and maybe even moving under its own power. I doubt it, I mean, every tire is flat and torn up. It's not going to take air. But I do have an interested buyer and he wants to hear it run. So if he shows up in the next hour, maybe we can make this thing run for him. Let's see. So what this is a 1974 MG Midget. Now these cars were very popular back in the 70s. This one has the more desirable round arch. Ooh, that's a big spider. Go away, buddy. Go away. There you go. Just stay down there. Hey, that's where my other buffer went. And I do have the other half of the bumperette. I was asked about that and I wasn't sure. But there it is. I will keep that. Okay, so it does have the other bumperette, but it is missing that tail light. But throughout the years, even though the paint is pretty good on it, it has unfortunately been sat outside for the last couple of years under a tarp, which of course now the tarp is on the ground, simply because I had no other place to put it. So because the landowner's like, hey, you need to get rid of some of these cars that you're not currently working on, and I don't have another place to put anything, we might as well sell off the ones we're not going to work on. Yes, it does hurt a little bit, but not too bad, because if he cared very much for the car, he would have tried to finish it. He passed away after this car sat for close to 20 years. So he did what he wanted to do on it, and then there it sat. Anyway, let's go get a battery. Now, if the internet is to be believed, this is a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. It has twin carbs. I took the air filters off just so I could get an idea of what I'm looking at here. There's just a lot of stuff going on with this car, but I see a battery cable here that looks like positive. Let's see what else we got. Got a lot of leaves. Is there a negative? Went ahead and pulled the fuel line from the fuel tank, and we'll just hook in there and we'll just run it off a jug. Now there's the other cable. This one's spray painted red. Yeah, that's a big hole. So we'll just prop our battery up here and get all those situated and see what happens. Sure would be great if that skid steer found somewhere else to be for the next hour. But no. It's got a little surge tank for the radiator and there's something in it, so I'm just going to close that right up. Alright, power, and nothing's on fire. It's good. The skid steer stopped for a moment. There we go. Little spider webs. Alright. Well, the key doesn't start it, but it does turn something on. So I'm going to go get my little jump starter and I suppose some fuel, maybe a clicky clack. Oh, the wiper motors are moving. That's what that noise is. Thought I turned the key off. There we go. Running my battery did. But we know the wipers work, even though they're not attached. The wiper motor works. How about that? Okay, so let's find starter. Here's starter. Who are you? I don't know what you go to. Hey, that's why the key didn't work. Something was unplugged. Let's try it again. And just like that, it turns over with the key. So let's just do a little jump on that wire, and then we'll jump onto our positive. Alright, let's go ahead and check the oil. Oh yeah, plenty of oil. It's not full of water. That's way too big a line. I'll just get a screwdriver and crank her down. Now, if you're like me, you're probably still going, hey, this was your dad's car. Why don't you just go ahead and put the time and money into it and finish it? Well, you know, I kind of explained the reasons. This was not like his favorite thing ever. This time of year in Oklahoma, I really don't like digging through the leaves to retrieve anything. Last week, our dog Nova went out on the deck with Mama and ended up getting bit by a snake. Now granted, I guess it was a racer, like a black colored racer snake. So not venomous, but still, I don't really want to reach under there and find myself at the wrong end of one of those things. I've got my clicky clack here. We'll just kind of secure that in place. We'll put the open end into our gas can. Hey, that's doing stuff. Now with our battery precariously perched and our fuel just kind of open to the world here, let's get the fuel going. Yeah, fuel's flowing because it's now dripping out of that area. I'm gonna guess some of that stuff hasn't held up well over time, but there's obviously gas going to it. So let's see how far it goes. You know what I just realized? The old tires on the VW Rabbit in there would probably fit this. If he wasn't coming to get it today, like if he decides not to take it, I may go ahead and pull all these wheels, take the old tires down to the tire shop, get them swapped with the new ones that we bought for the Rabbit, put the old ones on here, and then it's rolling again. Oh, I just realized that one is holding air. So 3 out of 4 don't hold air. But again, if we could put some tires on it that would hold air, that would be so much better. I don't know, let's see if he wants to take it here in about an hour. Oh, yeah, went and got some of the juice of the gods. See if we can't encourage this to take off. All right, a few little squirts here. There we go. Tried to go. There it is. You purring like a kitten. Well, after 20 plus, let's see, 2016, it would have been 20 years. So we're going on almost 30 years of sitting, and it just ran. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Really well too. It just ran out of gas. If I would have kicked the fuel on, I bet it would have just taken right off. Let's try that again. Fuel clamp ain't quite holding my hose on, but it's running off its gas that's in there. It's pretty good. No complaints here. Way to go. Now I don't know if I want to sell it now. No, I'm kidding. I'm probably going to still sell it. Listen to her go. I think I'm really pushing my luck here. This seat is not bolted down. Look for snakes. Don't see any. A lot of spiders. Oh, clutch is frozen. came on. Yep, clutch is frozen. Not bad. Well, the more time and money we can fix this clutch and have it driving around on flat tires. But yeah, listen to it go. Well, that's fairly impressive, guys.
Gonna treat you right.
Stereo works. I love it. We already figured out the wipers are working. I hear no turn signals. No idea what that does. That's heat defrost. That's lights. See if we got lights. See why I'm saying I don't fit in here. No tail lights. No parking lights. No headlights. All right, well, it's easily figured out along the way. Wish I could get that clutch unstuck. I'd love to see if it would move around. I wish it wasn't that easy, but I'm glad it's that easy. Told him I could make it run for him, show him that it would actually fire up. But without a clutch, there's not much more I can do. Hopefully he brought a trailer with a good ramp and we'll just try to get it winched on there. I mean, if he takes it, let's be clear, it's not in great shape. But the fact that it runs, you know, it's that much closer. You know, clutch, brakes, fix the electrical, finish the interior. This would be a cool little car to just cruise around in. I just don't have the money to finish that, as well as Falkenstein, Fred the Little Farm Truck, the VW convertible, which I think we're going to probably sell after we get a trip out of it. I still have Brian Vantana. I have the GTP, the free GTP. It's a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. The transmission is pretty much left the chat. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd let that go. That car has a clean and clear title. Engine runs great. But it did sit out in the Texas sun for a lot of years. And so there's some fading and some lifting of the plastics and stuff. But still a very cool car, and it does do burnouts until you ruin the transmission. So if that's something you're interested in, hit me up. I also have the Avalanche, which I just need to clean it out and then it's gone. The best way to support the shop is hit up buffsgarage.com and pick up some merch that goes directly to us. We aren't the overnight shippers. We don't immediately put it right in the mail, but we do handle every order personally, and then all of those proceeds go right back into us versus some third party. So I would love to take this for a drive, but I don't think I have the time in the next hour to free all that up. But you know what I could do? Yeah, I could tow it out of there and then see what's going on with that clutch. All right, I've talked myself into it. Well, it survived its tow around the front here. I actually don't know how to bleed this clutch. Just got kind of one line to it. There might be a bleeder there somewhere, I don't know. This really is a futile effort because this guy's going to be here any minute. if I can even pull it up. Oh my goodness, it's doing something. Let's check the fluid level. I'm sure that's not right. I'm sure there's a bleeder. There's fluid in it. Should be reverse. Yep, that's reverse. Still no clutch, no brake. Well, we know it moves forward and backwards. You know, another day of working on this, I bet I could actually probably get this thing driving. Pretty cool. I'm John. I'm Bob.
Ross, good to meet you, man.
So this is John. He came to take a look at the car. I kind of told him the backstory of where I got it, and that it's literally been sitting this whole time. We got it running.
Do you guys know this guy? I mean, is he a shyster? Is he getting ready to take advantage of me?
I tend to give stuff away for less than what it's worth. So,
Oh, cool, cool. Well, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that, buddy.
So obviously it's running.
It runs, it counts. Like I said, I'm going to use it as a parts car for that Morris Minor. Pay cash if that's okay. I'm out of checks, man.
I like that.
All right, we'll do it. Hey, thank you.
I'm
Good
sure
job.
you guys are probably screaming in the comments below.
You missed it, guys.
But
You missed it.
This thing has been for sale for a while. Nobody else took advantage of it. So it's going to go to a new home. That'll put more money into parts for like Falkenstein and the Datsun and everything else. So I'm going to shut it off before I use all my gas. Okay, he's going to whip around the block. I got him in the Falkenstein, but before you guys have a complete fit, understand I could have gotten more for the car, absolutely. Could I have fixed the clutch? Could I have put the tires on it? Could I have tried to get a few more dollars out of it? Absolutely. But I want to see this go to somebody that's actually going to put some effort into it. He says it's for, you know, he's going to use it for parts, but you can't just let this car sit there. He's got a full yard full of cars. So something will happen with this car in the future. Just not on Buff's Garage. I think Dad would like to see it go to somebody that's actually going to put some love into something, you know, parts going into another car, at least keeping part of this thing alive. Now normally I wouldn't be doing a video on a car that's literally about to be sold, but in this case I want to show you guys that even after sitting 30 years you can get it running. A little bit more work, you could probably make this thing drive, but in his case he's going to put it into a vehicle that he really wants to own.
Morris Minor convertible.
And then he's got a fully functioning car that's back on the road. And that's what it's all about.
And a little more updated. As my guess is that this is going to have the synchronized first gear.
You know more than I do.
And what do we know what the motor is? Is it a 1275 or is it a see, because the Morris
I think
has
it's
got
a 1.5.
Oh, okay, so the Morris has got a 948, so it'll be a little bigger.
Now I'm sure I'm going to face a lot of criticism, maybe a little backlash. I could have fixed that car up. It would have been a fun little car. I could have driven it around. Whatever. Here's the deal, guys. I've only got so much room to park cars here. I've only got so much money to put into these cars to give you guys something to watch every time I do a video. And there are cars that you guys absolutely love and want to see, and I can't work on them without a little extra money. And of course, I got Brian Vantana waiting in the wings. He got an engine swap that we didn't get to see because I lost the video. So why not re-engine swap it with something different, give it a little bit more power and reliability, and not lose the video this time. Plus, I still got to work on the Harvester of Sorrow. So thanks for watching Buff's Garage. Hit up the merch site at buffsgarage.com, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned to the next Buff's Garage where we finally get to do farm truck things. Let's front the little farm truck.